YouTube, how's it going? Mark here with another fragrance review. This time let's take a look at the niche fragrance house of Healy. Now Healy, this is going to be the first bottle that I purchased from this fragrance house, which is called Menthe Fraiche. This is their mint-based fragrance. Guys, I can't say enough about this fragrance and this fragrance house. I first purchased this when I first started getting into niche fragrances about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, when I was getting into the Creeds and the Bonds. I was purchasing those, and then I was like, okay, then I found this website called Lucky Scent. This is where it all started. I was buying Chergui and I was buying this guy blind. I absolutely hit the jackpot with this guy. This is when I started enjoying Roadster. I think I was like testing out Roadster, and I was like, I really like the note of mint. What can I find in the niche side of things? And this is the first one that came out. Now this fragrance house and this actual fragrance right here, Menthe Fraiche, if you go on base notes or the bigger websites, there's not much on this fragrance house and on this fragrance either. Like, I think there's like 6, maybe 7 reviews on this. Way back when I was looking at it, I think there was only like 2 reviews on this on base notes. So not much hype, nothing going on. But for me, this fragrance right here sold me on the house of Healy. It showed me that they had quality ingredients. I was paying for quality, which is what I want from a niche fragrance house. If I'm going to be paying an optimum price, I want to get something that's over and beyond what I can get in the designer genre. This is quality. It gave me an authentic mint. It was watery, transparent. It really reminded me of a fragrance that my favorite perfumier would do, and that's Elena. It really reminded me of work that Elena would do. Very like authentic mint. Really, felt like I was in mint leaf heaven. Definitely this is what I wanted. Anybody that's interested in a mint-based fragrance, you need to sniff this. You need to. I'm telling you right now. So this fragrance, I was so blown away by this fragrance. I blind bought from the Healy house several times. I have several bottles from this house that I blind bought. And I don't mind buying from a house like that because I know I'm going to get quality in the juice. I may not like the notes or the fragrance itself, but I know it's quality. This one, it's a home run for me. I was looking for this, and this is what I got, quality. Now this fragrance, not too many people are going to hate this fragrance for the actual smell, and that's what I'm going to tell you guys. Yeah, people will bash this fragrance for longevity and projection, but you need to remember this is a mint-based fragrance. It's transparent. There's not too many mint-based fragrances on the market today, first and foremost, and I would be hard-pressed to name one that goes 10 plus hours. There won't be. There might be a few that goes like 7 or 8. Roadsters does pretty well on my skin. Géranium pour Monsieur by Frédéric Malle does pretty good, but those are a little more complex. This one's very watery, not as thick as those. So let's take a look at Menthe Fraiche. Enough blabbing. I hyped this thing enough 2 years ago. I already did the hyping. Let's take a look at it, bottle and the box. Now the bottle itself, very simple, plain, classic look from the Healy house. Their bottles look exactly the same. You'll see when I do other reviews from this house like Sel Marin and Cuir Plein Fleur, you're going to see that this bottle hasn't changed too much. The cap, exactly, you got the EE, that's the logo of Healy. Wooden cap, very nicely done. The sprayer works well, utmost quality as you can see, and it's got your code on the sticker at the bottom. Good juice, a beautiful fragrance, and the presentation well done. I'm very much impressed by the Healy house. Now the box itself is not really a box. Usually, most of the time I'm like, okay, they're cutting corners here. I'm getting a sleeve and foam blocks. Definitely a different presentation, I would say. Would I like a different presentation? Most likely, yes. But it does say Healy, fresh mint. Eau de parfum, this is an EDP. It's got some information at the bottom, your code's at the bottom here. And these blocks, funny enough, these blocks can be used because they're watertight packaging. So they can be recycled to create a vase. Reminds me of something like a hippie would do. It tells you like the background of this fragrance, and actually it tells you the notes in this fragrance. So Definitely really interesting. James Healy does great fragrances. For a new fragrance house, a fairly new fragrance house, I'm impressed. This is like work from a fragrance house that's been in here for decades. Well done. Let's take a look at bottle sizes. Bottle sizes, you see it. It's right here. 100 mils, 3.4 ounce is what you're getting from the Healy house. That's it. I'd really like them to change their brand a little bit and maybe perhaps introduce a 50 mil. I think that would really help out the brand. So Mr. James Healy, if you are watching this review, cut them down to size. Give us 100 and give us a 50 mil because some people don't want to hit 3 digits when they're purchasing a fragrance like this, especially a mint-based fragrance, which is more like a specialty fragrance. It's not something that a lot of people will want, but sometimes they do want it. This one's going to cost you around $130 to $140, depending. Shop around, perhaps you'll find it for cheaper, but that's definitely the retail price of this fragrance. That's how much I paid for it. And unfortunately, I believe the Healy prices did go up about a year ago. I remember 2 years ago, I think I paid like $125 or something for this, so they did go up a little bit, unless it's Lucky Scent jacking up the prices a little bit, but definitely not bad. For a niche price, not bad, but still a little pricey for mint-based fragrance. Now, this one hit the shelves in 2009, so I actually bought this when it first got released, and I didn't even know it. Awards. Has it won any awards with me? It actually took me a couple years to throw this one in my top 10 list, but it did make it this year in spring. It made my top 10 niche for 2011 spring at number 2. It did very, very well. And then just recently it made my top 20 niche for summer 2011. This is a beast in the summer, by the way. And it made it at number 5. So very good score. If you can make my top 5 in any niche list, you're set. You're a very good fragrance to my nose. Group, citrus aromatic. I'll also throw in green. Of course, it's a green fragrance, minty green. Parfumier. This is a James Healy fragrance, but it was also in collaboration with the Parfumier David Marouet. Definitely somebody from France there, David Marouet. Now, recommended age. This is a unisex-based fragrance. I really don't see this one going in either side. It's not overly feminine or masculine in any way. It's really almost neutral, so it is very much a unisex fragrance, tagged very well. For the age range, anybody. Mint, cooling mint like this. If you're a high schooler and you got the cash flow, go for it. Definitely a great fragrance. You'll be pimping. I'll be impressed if you walk by. Now, how many sprays and where? I go a little more with this guy. You can go very liberal on Menthe Fraiche. You can go 10, 12 sprays. It's not going to change the fragrance. It's not going to give it more longevity or projection. This one isn't a beast in any way, so you won't offend anybody. So I go 1 on the chest, 1 on each side of the neck, and 1 on each arm. I go 5. I don't want to go any more because I don't really want to waste the fragrance. It doesn't give me more or less. So 5 is a good spray. How many sprays and where? Let's take a look at the notes on this one. Mint leaves, bergamot. In the mid, we got lotus, we got mate. Now, mate is actually a green tea popular in South America. And then we also have green tea in this. And in the base, we got white cedar. Now, the Healy house. The Healy fragrance house isn't an old fragrance house at all. They started on the scene in 2001 with their fig-based fragrance called Figuier. I definitely need to smell that one out. I think Dan the Man, my makers, actually reviewed that one, gave it a thumbs down, I believe. But definitely, they're very new to the scene, started out in 2001. This is an EDP concentration, if you didn't catch that at the start of the video. Definitely for an EDP, these watery fragrances, transparent fragrances, it doesn't really matter what the concentration is. They're not shouting. And this one doesn't really last that much on your skin. It wouldn't even matter if it's an EDC or an EDT or an EDP. It's not going to do that much more on your skin. So this is, the concentration doesn't really matter, to be honest with you guys. You're not getting more for your buck. Now, this is a fresh mint fragrance, without it really smelling cheap, like toothpaste or gum. A lot of mint-based fragrances do that to a lot of people. Compared to the more herbal minty Roadster from Cartier, which in my opinion is darker than this one. So if you really like Roadster has like an herbal feel to it. I think you've seen it in my top 10 list that I was saying. This is not really made for summer. It's better based in spring. Roadster is definitely great for spring. It's green, but it's got some thickness to it, I would say. This one is more transparent. It's more for the high heat than the springtime. So Roadster and this is different heads, but same job, but different types. Now this is the best mint-based fragrance on the market today, bar none, from what this nose has smelled. Now I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. I know people are going to say, no, Je n'ai rien pour Monsieur, much better. Roadster by Cartier, much better. Live Jazz by Yves Saint Laurent, much better than this. Okay, but for me, this is the mint-based fragrance for me. This is what I wanted. I wanted a transparent, watery-like fragrance for my mint-based fragrance. This is very authentic and it's quality juice. And this and Roadster are my 1-2 punch for mint. I can't go wrong with either one. They both give me something different. And Roadster is my springtime and this one's my summer, and they do a great job for me. So let's waste a spray or two. I really like this one, so I'm going to go 2. I love this stuff. All right. This is, oh man, this is, wait. Yes. Okay, I'm ready. What do I get at the top? Mint leaves, okay? Peppermint mixed in with spearmint. That's your left and your right, okay? Both of them going head to head. You got the peppermint and you got the spearmint, okay? It really smells like a mint leaf in a garden. And it's in the air and you're just smelling it for the first time beautifully. It's mixed in with a little bit of the citrus, the bergamot, obviously. With time, this one is going to morph into just peppermint. I really felt like the spearmint came out at the top with the peppermint. They went head to head, and it really feels like the peppermint just knocked them out. Spearmint, get out of my face. Now, the mint after that is, of course, central on peppermint. Now, the mint and peppermint, it's green and contains menthol, which gives you almost a freshness or a coolness to it compared to the spearmint, which is actually a little sweeter. So that will give you very refreshing feel. When I spray this on, I really feel like I cool down a few degrees here. It's very refreshing. The mint in here is not a synthetic mint in any way. You know, you smell that in some lesser fragrances. There's no sweetness in here to mistake it for gum. It's such a powerful blast of mint that I'm going to dub this the most refreshing starting to a fragrance that I have encountered in testing at this point right now. Sad thing is, it does die down quite quickly. So definitely, you know, in the first hour of wearing this fragrance, this top note is gone. It's very invigorating. It's like each time you spray this on, like a fresh blast of this stuff, it brings you up a few notches. Like you're like, yes, I feel much cooler now wearing this. It really has that type of feeling over me that it takes me over. It makes me happy. Now in the mid, let's see what we get in the mid. Now in the mid we got a transparent woody scent. There is some woods in here. The white cedar, of course, very transparent though. It's not a heavy woody scent with some almost tea-like aspect, like the green tea, of course. With a little teaspoon of sugar, there was a little bit of sweetness in here, but of course the mint sticks around. The mint is going to stick around in this fragrance. Almost gourmandish here. This is like green tea, a little bit of sugar, got a little bit of mint. It really made me picture of a hot tea, green tea, and the steam of the mint. Let's see, we got some mint on top, and it just comes up to my nose. Gourmandish. Well, no, it's not like a cake or anything, but definitely really reminds me of a green tea-ish. Now it warms up a bit here, but it keeps cool. Okay, we got the mint in here that keeps it cool, and of course the watery lotus. So the lotus leaf is going to keep this a little watery, and it's going to keep you, you know, in the heat. It's going to keep you cool. It's not going to heat up like a hot tea, and you're going to be like, oh, what happened to the freshness? No. It's a little bit of both, so it gives you a little more robustness, but that's not the right word. It'll give you a little more oomph, but it's still watery, it's still transparent. Now at the base, the cedar comes in. It's not heavy. It's not a heavy cedar like you get from other scents. This is very transparent, And the green tea is matching up with the cedar and a little bit of mint, which is dying down. Very nicely done. Quality from top to bottom. When I wear this, the evolution of this fragrance is just beautifully done. I really enjoy every single part of this fragrance. Well done by Mr. James Healy. Now this one, very fresh, invigorating, very much unisex, very, very easy to love, inoffensive, it's light. Mint leaves meets citrus peel meets cedar bark. Simple, very simple composition, but very natural at the same time. It's easily a great daily wear scent for the warmer months. This is what I wear it for. This is my go-to guy in the warmer months. Very cooling and perfect for those places that have high temperatures. It's humid out. This is a high heat monster. This is going to eat up the heat. You're going to love wearing this in those times. So anybody that lives in a hot country, you know, it's hot like three quarters of the year. You know, you don't really get winter, you don't get snow. It's just hot all the time. Sometimes it's really humid in the summer. This is a go-to guy. This is going to be worth your money because you're going to be wearing it quite a bit. A guy like me in Canada, $140 for mint-based fragrance? I don't know. You know, certain people, yes. Not too many people, though. So a great scent for those type of places. Now, why would you hate this fragrance? A, it's linear. There's not much going on here. It's a mint-based fragrance. If you don't like mint, hey, you're not going to like this. Mint will always make some people think of mint candies, minty gum, toothpaste, mouthwash. Just some people just feel that way. Mint-based fragrances just isn't for them. And this one, to me, it's not poorly made mint. This is quality. It doesn't remind me of any of those things, but it might remind you of that because you just don't like mint-based fragrances on you, and that's okay. And projection and longevity. Haters are going to hate. Most mints don't really last. That's the gist of it. This is a very transparent, watery fragrance, and hey, it's not going to project like a beast, and it's not going to last 10 plus hours. And the price. I really think if they did a 50 mil, then people wouldn't complain so much about the price, that it's not worth it. I think if you give me a 50 mil at around less than $100, Healy, you got it. You got a sale. I think a lot of people would purchase it for it. So that's the one thing. One word to describe this fragrance, minty green. Bottles. All right, we got Cartier's Roadster, which is not like this type of mint, but if you enjoy that one, you might enjoy this one. Géranium pour Monsieur by Frédéric Malle. I also would recommend a green tea fragrance, which is Thé Vert by Bulgari, and also Guerlain Homme. I really think it has mint and Guerlain Homme in the start of it, the mojito vibe. If you like that one, you're probably going to like this too. So when I close my eyes, this fragrance reminds me of what? Just a picture you just ate. This is going to be horrible. I'm bad at these. Picture you just ate, and you're like, okay, I need to clean my teeth. Okay, you brush your teeth, mouthwash the whole bit, and it's all like, you know, minty, right? Once you're done. And then you're like, you got that freshness, right, from the mouthwash. You know when you got mouthwash, it's almost cooling, and you're breathing, and the cool air is like really cold on you. Cool, refreshing, and you feel great because you just brushed your teeth, and that's what it reminds me of, like that cooling effect. No, it doesn't remind me of the toothpaste or the mouthwash. It just reminds me of the cooling effect that I get from that. So there's my there's my imagery. Horrible. Best time to wear this fragrance, daily wear in the summer, in the high heat. This is where this thing shines. My 2 cents, you know it. Best mint-based fragrance on the market today. I've been waiting almost 1.5 years to 2 years to say this. Guys, this is the best mint-based fragrance on the market today. I really enjoy this fragrance, and I think this is a masterpiece from Mr. James Healy. One of the best niche fragrances on the market. That's right. Buy, try, or pass. This is a buy. This is a total buy for me. For you guys, it depends, yeah. But if you're looking for a mint-based fragrance, and you're looking for something really refreshing, and you think that you're going to be wearing this mint-based fragrance for a while, invest in a bottle of Menthe Fraiche. Yes, it's pricey for a minty fragrance, but it is definitely worth it. It's quality, It's got my seal of approval. This is an absolute buy for $140. I wouldn't think twice. But again, under the why would you hate this fragrance, there is a lot of things that a lot of people would not like about this fragrance to purchase it and plunk down that type of money. So guys, this is my review on Heeley's Menthe Fraiche, a masterpiece in my eyes, a great fragrance. Let's get to the rating system and see how this minty fragrance does against the rest. See you, YouTube. Alright guys, let's rate Menthe Fraiche projection. It's not going to get that many bottles. We got 4 out of 10 here. It's not a beast, but you're going to have a scent cloud as long as this thing lasts. I think for 1 to 2 hours, you get a small bubble, and then after that, it's a skin scent. We need to remember that this is a transparent, watery scent. Longevity, I'm going to give this one a little better score, 7 bottles out of 10. 3 to 7 hours, not bad for a mint-based fragrance. We do have to remember what we're looking at. Definitely the heat makes this much better. It'll give you like a tail end of 4, 5, 6 hours. If we don't have much heat, it may fizzle on you, 2 to 3 hours. Versatility, 7 out of 10. Great daily wear scent for the summer. Overall smell, perfect score. 10, superb, masterpiece, one of the best mint on the market. Seasons, spring and summer is best for Menthe Fraiche. Well, we all know about the projection and longevity problems with this one. Best minty scent on the market, one of the best for your summer needs. Overall, I'm going to give Menthe Fraiche a perfect score, 10 out of 10. This is a masterpiece. It's the best in the genre. And Menthe Fraiche, welcome to the Perfect 10 Club.